everyone. My name is Steve Rosenberg with Mynd Property Management, and I'm joined today with my good friend Enrique Jevons, who is the Regional Director for Mynd Property Management for the Pacific Northwest region. Today we want to talk about, this is a pretty new law and something that's pretty serious that you need to know about. Enrique, first of all, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate having you on.
Yeah, thank you. It's great to see you again, Steve.
So what I want to know today is a new law change where if I'm an investor and I want to evict in the state of Washington for non-payment of, let's say, late fees, pet fees, or any other fees that's not rent, am I allowed to do that still?
So that is the crazy thing, why I brought this up, is that in the state of Washington, it is no longer permissible to evict for anything other than rent, essentially. So it, and so when I first heard about this, when the law was just first being proposed, that is crazy. What if they rack up thousands of dollars in late fees or unpaid utility bills, other stuff? What's going to happen? So yeah, they made this a statewide law. So it's another reason why you got to really make sure you're just up on the law for wherever your property is located, not just the state law, but make sure you're up on all the city ordinances, all the HOA rules, condo rules, because there's all sorts of laws that are applicable to rental properties, and they're only becoming more restrictive over time. There is no single repository where you can just go to this one website and it's going to magically tell you every law that's applicable to your property. So it does take a bit of just making sure you're staying in touch with all the new ordinances and laws that happen, and federal laws, I should mention that as well, that you have to abide by. So now, state of Washington, let's say somebody does rack up late fees. You can no longer evict them. You can still collect that money though. And that is something that a lot of landlords in the state of Washington haven't quite grasped the concept yet. You still may collect that money. The thing of it is that you're going to have to ultimately collect it in small claims court. So you can still issue, it's part of your lease. So you issue a 10-day to comply notice for not complying with the lease, for not paying the late fees, right? And then after that 10 days, then what you can do is file in small claims court, get a judgment, pass that on to a collections agency, and you can try and garnish yourself. It's a very difficult process. My recommendation, always use a collection agency, but they can then take that judgment and garnish an individual's wages so that you can still have a means of being able to collect that money. It just means that you can no longer evict for that that purpose if they're paying rent, but they're just not paying.
So now let me ask you this, and something that we do in the state of Texas, which is maybe different, is if they owe money in late fees, rent, that is always paid first. So all late fees and everything are paid first. What's end up being delinquent is rent. Is that not allowed now? Is that something that you cannot do?
Used to be allowed up until this last year when the new law came into effect. It used to be allowed that you could choose how your payments were applied to the monies owed. What we used to do before was any money that was paid in was applied to the oldest amount due, regardless of what the amount was, whether it was a pet fee, rent, late fee, or maybe a RUBS utility bill, whatever it might be. We would take that payment, apply it to the oldest invoice, right? And makes the most sense. I mean, that's a generally accepted accounting practice. But now that has changed such that all monies received must first be applied to rent.
Interesting.
Then may be applied to any other
wow. So that, to me, that just goes to show for anyone watching here that, number one, the laws are always changing. It is your responsibility as an investor to be up on those laws. And if you don't want to take the time to learn them and be up on them, the fines are way outweighing what you're going to get. that's when it may make sense to hire a professional company, talk to someone like Enrique, get them to get their opinions on what the laws are and how they're changing. Because unfortunately, as Enrique and I know, they don't come out with some sort of news circular to let you know the laws have changed. You don't know that they've changed until you get notified that you've done something illegal. And now you have to defend yourself, because we all know ignorance is no excuse for not knowing the law. So Enrique, if somebody wants to get a hold of you and learn more about these laws and maybe talk to you about managing their properties, how do they do that?
Sure. Yeah, feel free to shoot me any questions. Of course, I'm happy to manage properties. If you're in the state of Washington, I'm the person to contact. But Mynd is certainly in a whole lot of states throughout the country, and only continually growing. So, but you can reach me at enrique.jevons@mynd.co. So that's ENRIQUE.JEVONS@mynd.co. Also, you just do a Google search and you'll find me, since my name's unique enough. So that's the
because he's so famous. And we do have a Facebook group here at Mynd. It's called the Mastermind, MYND, the Mastermind Real Estate Investment Club. Both Enrique and I are both members. We chat, engage, have conversations. Investors from all over the world are actually in this group. We break down deals, do webinars, things exclusive for that group. So please go to Facebook, join the group. And if you want to know more about Mynd, go to our website, Mynd, MYND.co. I'm Steve Rosenberg. This was Enrique Jevons. I want to thank everyone for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.